Today we're going to talk about prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. In our first slide, we see a prokaryotic cell right here in red and a eukaryotic cell here in blue. A prokaryotic cell is very small in diameter. It's unicellular, which means the whole entire organism is made up of only one cell. It's a simple organism. A nucleus is not present. Organelles are not present. Usually a cell wall is present, as you can see here along the edges, there's a cell wall, and a cell membrane is usually present as well. Ribosomes are the only organelle-like items that are found in a prokaryotic cell, and DNA is present, as you can see here in the picture. This tan squiggly line is the genetic material, but it's not found in a nucleus. It's freely flowing throughout the organism. An example of a prokaryotic cell would be bacteria. Eukaryotic cells are much larger. They're multicellular, which means the organism is made of many eukaryotic cells. It's considered to be a complex structure, and this is because of all the different organelles that are found inside of it. There's usually a cell wall only in plants and some fungi, but not in animals, so no animal cells have a cell wall. Cell membranes are present throughout all of the different types of eukaryotic cells. Ribosomes are also present, and DNA is found in this large purple organelle that's called a nucleus. So the nucleus contains the DNA in a eukaryotic cell, whereas if we back up, the prokaryotic cell, it does have DNA, but there's no nucleus. The DNA is just freely flowing. A recap of prokaryotic cells is that they have DNA, but they do not have a nucleus. So they do have DNA, but they do not have that DNA contained in a nucleus. They are surrounded by a cell membrane, and usually the example that we will use for prokaryotic cells would be bacteria. These are 3 examples of prokaryotic cells, and they all 3 are examples of bacteria as well. Eukaryotic cell recap: protists, plants, animals, and fungi are all organisms that have eukaryotic cells. Now remember, there is DNA, but that DNA is found enclosed in a nucleus, and a nucleus is an organelle. And also that eukaryotic cells are considered to be complex because they have organelles. Just a review on cells. All cells are small, surrounded by a membrane, and contain DNA. The differences are prokaryotic cells do not have a nucleus. They do have DNA, but no nucleus. Usually we talk about bacteria when we're talking about prokaryotic cells, and prokaryotic cells do not have organelles. The only organelle-like structure would be a ribosome. Moving over to eukaryotes or eukaryotic cells, they have DNA and a nucleus. They have many organelles, and examples of living organisms that have eukaryotic cells are protists, fungi, plants, and animals.